to the top left-hand corner of Zelnaga Fortress, we have TSL Alive spawning as our purple Terran player. His opponent down here at the bottom left-hand corner, Slayer's Ryung, and it looks like they are playing on the Korean server this time. So lag shouldn't be that big of an issue for him. Already, we see mineral stacking there with the SCVs. Ryung making use of his APM at the beginning of the game. And, yeah, I'm really looking forward to the set. Both these players are actually extremely solid Terran players. We saw that they had good decision-making, they had good control, they had good strategy, and good macro. They weren't stellar at any one of those. Nothing really said, yes, they are a god of this one particular aspect of the game, but their complete package is really hard to beat.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. They really just showcased how good they are as all-around players. And now they're going head-to-head, and it's going to be very interesting to see how their styles clash because they have very similar styles. You know, I got to give the edge to Ryung because he's just been looking so amazing. But,
yeah,
you know, Alive is also very good at TVT. He's a very good TVT player. So, you know, at the very least, he's going to make a series out of it. And we have Gas first here coming out of Ryung.
Yep, and we've seen what Ryung does against Zerg players. We've already had a taste of Alive TVT play, and so we know he does favor the fast expansions, macro play, things like that. And it looks like he's doing the same thing here. He's actually bypassing Gas. So we'll see a gasless FE. But Ryung is opening up with something that may be a little bit more aggressive. Like you said before, in TVT, we're more than likely going to see Banshees. Could move into some sort of Blue Flame Hellion build, but in any case, he's going to try and put on a little pressure.
Yep, and, you know, I'm going to guess he might open up with a real quick Banshee here, just based on the gas first. Or he's going to be playing that mech style that we see a lot of players go with. It looks like Alive is going to be getting a gasless CC first here. He also somehow got his orbital a little bit quicker. It's strange, but...
Well, I mean, yeah, well, the barracks takes a little bit longer to construct when you do it after refinery.
Oh,
so,
never
yeah,
mind.
Had a little bit of, no, it's fine, no worries. A little bit of a delay there, but factory's already coming up, and...
It's like, and we have gas first here from Ryung. Why is his orbital taking so long? It's like, sorry, guys.
It gets up a little bit later. It's all right. No, it's just play the sick card the whole time, so... I can, like, punch you in the face if you want, so...
Would that help?
Make you forget about the being sick part. That's what my mom always used to say to me.
I don't know. That would help. I'm just trying to wrap my head around that one.
Anytime something hurt, my mom would offer to cut off a body part because she'd be like, that'll make that body part quit hurting, so...
Well, that's a very interesting approach to parenting.
Same build we saw out of the Alive versus Pult series coming out of Alive, just called him Alive you. TSL Alive, he's going with that second barracks as he constructs double gas, and he's just going to move into that marine tank phase as fast as possible. So.
I really like that build that he's been using.
Yeah.
Super quick blue flame here out of Ryung, though. Could potentially deal with those early marines, but still, I feel that the quick stim from Alive, and he also gets that one marauder out and a bunch of marines. I feel like he puts himself in a really, really good position to stop any kind of early aggression.
Yeah, certainly.
With this build. And he gets that super early second CC.
Oh, and the thing is that he can absorb economic damage. A little bit, not a ton, but I mean, he can actually take a little bit of a damage to his economy because his base is up so much faster. So we saw that happen in the game against Pult. I think Pult killed 13 SCVs when he tried to do that reactored Viking push. So he actually did real economic damage, but it just didn't matter because Alive was able to re-macro on 2 bases, double produce SCVs, double drop down mules, and wasn't all that far behind. Okay, so Starport now actually coming up for Ryung. Where is that at? Right there. Hello there. So we are going to have Blue Flame Hellions possibly drop, or maybe following this up with... Well, he doesn't have enough gas for a Banshee, so I'm assuming this is just going to be a Blue Flame Hellion drop. But with how quickly the second base is going to be up for Alive, that's going to be pretty difficult for Ryung to really equalize the economic situation.
Yeah, he's going to have to do some considerable damage here. And notice Alive is just playing it very cautious. He's using his second orbital to just mule in his main right now and continue SCV production. So... here we have some Marines and Hellions gonna pressure the front here a little bit, and oh god, just Marines right now from Alive. Ryung with those Blue Flame Hellions gonna break down that supply depot almost immediately. He could get those Blue Flame Hellions in. Gonna get 2 depots. Supply locking Alive in a little little bit of trouble here potentially, but great Marine splitting so far from Alive.
Yep.
And it looks like he will be able to hold on to that depot and hold on to his ramp.
Yeah, he killed all of Ryung's Marines pretty quickly, so didn't actually sustain that much damage. And again, we were talking about he needs to do real damage right away, or he's going to be way behind economically. Even though he killed a few Marines, his push, the kibosh was put down. Yeah, exactly. He's constructing a command center down here at the 6 o'clock position, but there are already so many mules and so many SCVs on the field of play for Alive right now that he can just take this damage no problem. And
I thought the Marines were going to kill it.
I did too. So
it was close.
Both Vikings go down though.
It was real close.
And it looks like we have moved right into that tank production. And I've noticed that Alive loves throwing Marauders in his composition. He doesn't go pure Marine Tank Viking or Marine Tank Medevac. He actually loves throwing in on his Tech Lab barracks Marauders.
I like it.
Yeah.
Marauders are great for tanking. They're great for those early game engagements. They tank a lot of Hellion shots. They take a lot of Marine hits. They're great against tanks. I think having a few in your composition is just always great. I like doing it against Zerg too, and Protoss. I mean, well, obviously against Protoss, but
of course,
I like doing it against Zerg too. They're great at tanking Banelings, and they just act as a nice buffer.
And it looks like Alive is already going to pick back up his forces. A very quick reaction time out of Ryung, and he has a whole hell of a lot of Blue Flame Hellions. So not really going to do that much damage. Tech Lab's still sitting on this starport. Was used for a Raven a second ago, but now he's going into Viking production to go ahead and I really hope you can feel better. I know you're not feeling good. Probably going to get that sickness a while ago.
The sickness.
Yes, and all the Marines are going to fall. Alive manages to keep one of those remaining, but Blue Flame Hellions certainly did their work to repair up a couple of those. But Ryung has found a way to start equalizing in terms of army. Wow, he's actually up by 5 workers as well, and now he's on equal basis with his opponent, so Ryung's actually in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, he has managed to find himself in a pretty good situation here, and I love the pack of Hellions out on the map. Going to be able to give him so much map control. Yeah, send your 2 Marauders out to the Xel'Naga. They're going to get absolutely torched. Yes, you have a flame retardant suit on, but it doesn't matter. Oh, well, there we have some reinforcements.
4 more?
Yeah, I think 4 can... they'd probably trade evenly with that group there, but
looks like
they'd end up losing.
Looks like Mr. TSL Alive's going to try and make another drop, but he actually has a pretty good tech advantage because his siege technology is already done. He's ahead on tank production, but Ryung, man, he is just going super mech style quad Hellions and siege tanks, and the amount of damage output he's going to have,
Raven,
triple. He's got a 3rd one coming up.
So freaking smart.
He already sees a lot of Marauders.
Yes,
he knows there's Vikings, so PDDs are going to be beautiful in his composition.
God. That's so smart. 3 Ravens back to back to back. He's also investing so many minerals in all these Hellions. He's freeing up a lot of gas, and this is just beautiful play from him. This drop gonna hurt a little bit though. The Marines doing some damage to the SCVs here. They will pick off quite a few before they get taken care of.
Hellions, and they're starting to do work on these SCVs. This is actually really good for Alive.
Yeah, he's devastating the worker line.
He's killed 13 workers already, and he killed 3 Hellions. That drop was entirely worth it.
Absolutely.
And looks like just a lone barracks floating out in the middle of nowhere. Doesn't have anything to do. Ryung doesn't have a purpose for it.
What's going on, guys?
Hey there.
Just hanging out.
What's up?
About to get killed by some Vikings.
You know, pretty standard.
I was just, I mentioned this one other time, but I was just imagining this guy behind like a plate glass window who flies the barracks around with like a joystick. You know?
Exactly.
Just like some fat SCV. Smoking a cigar or something.
Just chilling.
See those little windows in the front? He's just like in the command center of the barracks, like, get out of here! Pedal to the metal!
Why in God's name would they have us this far out? I need to make Marines.
Dude, you know what? I never understood why can't Raxes land on specific units. I'd love to be able to land on Marines and Zerglings.
How about a burrowed Zergling, which isn't actually above the ground? Why can't you put it? Why can't you put a building on top of that?
It doesn't make any sense.
I agree.
It does kind of create a cool little mechanic where they can block you, though. But
no,
at
certainly.
the same time,
it's very good for the game. But in terms of like lore and story, it doesn't
make any sense. But then again, who cares about realism? I hope game development companies start focusing on what made games good in the first place.
Fun games.
Good gameplay. Fun. Forget all this realism garbage.
Call of Duty, bro.
Yeah, dude.
So real.
Yeah, like, I love games where you just, like, see each other and you both instantly die, and then you, like, sit around for the rest of the round waiting and, like, watching your friends. It's awesome.
And Ryung has his command center stopped again. I
let me go prone to own real quick. Right? Just camp a corner iron sight, baby.
Big attack coming here.
Here it is.
Make his way out.
And with all the PDDs, the Marauders are pretty much a non-issue here.
Yeah, he moves back to the siege tanks, but
counterattack.
Pretty big counterattack. There's nothing here. There's nothing here for Ryung at all. He's going to lose a lot of economy. Oh my God! Look at the way he trapped everything on the ramp. He just killed 25 workers.
Oh God, this is disastrous for Ryung. He does have some siege tanks in the main though, so he might be able to hold on. And if he really focuses on his push over at Alive's natural, I think he needs to be a little bit more aggressive here. He's taking his sweet time. He's allowing Alive.
Mining.
He's allowing Alive to rebuild his army. You know, he's producing out of all of those production facilities. So,
okay.
I don't know. This is really the essence of a base race here. It's not a traditional base race, but you know, Ryung lost his main mining base. He didn't lose everything, but he really needs to start working on creeping this natural, and I don't think he's going to do so.
And, oh wow, the PDDs go down right away. Ryung actually unsieged. He's going to try and move back to his base, and I think that that's a really big mistake. Because I think Alive is, I mean, his economy has been too good now, and his push did so much economic damage that Ryung is going to find it extremely difficult to try and get back into this. He lost the armory where his
he's going to deny the third.
Oh God, next man center's been picked up for so long. More Hellions going down. Looks like Ryung, he just doesn't know where he wants to go.
I mean, it's difficult for him right now. He has forces on both sides of him. You know, those Marauders, and then also these forces in mid for Alive. So Alive has the potential to hit a beautiful flank here. Don't know why he's going to pick off as many Hellions as he can, I think.
Hide against the tanks. The tanks aren't going to be an issue. He's really cost-effective against the Hellions. Actually, a lot of the Hellions were very little health. He picked off a few of them, but he made more red bar than anything else. So, unfortunately, old Barracks driver is about to see his plane crash.
Evacuate. Evacuate.
No.
Oh, hey.
Shockwave.
I love how that one part always just goes like pew.
Yeah, exactly.
Like flies off the screen. What is Ryung gonna do? Like you said, man, you called it earlier. He's so indecisive with his army right now. He's all over the place. But you know, really, I don't want to. He doesn't really have an opportunity. Is the thing. It's like he's just trying to find that window.
I think his army composition is better, and he certainly has the bigger army. I mean, he has the siege tanks, Hellions, and the PDDs.
And the Ravens are all
neutralized. Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be huge here, actually. You know what? But he does have the potential to win this next big battle because he has 6 PDDs.
Even if he wins this battle, though, what is he going to reproduce with? Alive has been on three bases for so long, and here we go. Got to make the way up. There's just one siege tank sitting here. Already got himself 2, now 3. Hellion kills, and these Hellions were a little bit careless, and most of them went down.
He did kill a lot for Alive, though. He picked off a few tanks, and now he's just creeping on in here and working his way towards the natural of Alive.
Yeah, I don't know actually who's going to win this, because like I said,
I don't either.
Has the much better standing army, but his economy has been crushed so many times and still can't land his third, and that's really big.
And he just got his natural going again. He might lose that third CC as well to those Marines, and that could be devastating. Nope, it will stay alive.
Nope, it's actually burning now.
Oh,
and he's not. Yeah, he could call down a mule to it, but it's actually pretty low in health. Looks like the Hellions are going to run in and clean up those Marines now, but at the same time, Alive is going to bypass
full-on
the army.
Backstab here. This could be disastrous. This could spell doom for Ryung.
He's got enough siege tanks that he'll be able to hold off the forces long enough that he can equalize just because he's doing so much damage to the production facilities. So Ryung is going to be forced into pushing into a siege tank line. Alive is going to have his economy operating the entire time, and he's going to crush the production facilities out of Ryung.
Yeah.
A really bad position.
And at the end of the day, he'll always be able to bring back those units that are in the main right now.
Yes.
You know, for the eventual late game scenario. So Ryung lifting his buildings right now, trying to find some safe haven, and once he gets all those buildings lifted and in position so that he doesn't just outright lose this game, he's gonna push, and here we go. PDD's going down, sieging up all of his units, and there goes the first tank volley. But like you said, there was a defensive tank line, and GG is called.
Oh
Ryung
my God.
loses 0-1.
I've got to say, Alive played a superb game there because Ryung had the better army composition. He had better position on the map at a lot of times, but because he was so pesky and kept denying the subsequent expansions, he just found a way back into it. Alive, that was beautiful. I mean, that was like absolutely what you should do when you come up against that army composition. And you don't want to transition.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
In a straight-up fight earlier on in the game, I think Ryung would have had it. Those PDDs would have made a huge difference, but I don't think Ryung was aggressive enough at the natural. He was afraid of those tanks, and rightfully so. Alive was keeping his tank production up, so
there you go.
Good game.
Congratulations to Alive. That's game number 1. It is a 3-game set. We'll go into game number 2 in just a second.